Parental advisory, explicit content. I'm in the 90s. Cool, man. Check it out. I thought about a bunch of stuff when I woke up this morning. I don't know if I remember any of it, but I'm cleaning out this last little bit of debris. When I bought this place, it was really gross and dirty. And so a bunch of this crap was like part of all this stuff. And some of it's already was in the ditch or whatever. And because I'm getting the field finished up, I had to push the rest of it in the ditch, because now there ain't nothing happening in the ditch, especially because nobody goes on the stupid road that I'm on. So it is what it is. But I got an Amazon delivery today, which is cool. All the fencing, what am I trying to say? Fencing? No. The material, they have to unload it. I hope they don't screw it up. Look at that sunlight. It's beautiful. Feels good out here. It's not so hot, which is nice because it's been real hot. But yeah, what a crazy thing. I think I thought about this several times, and I'm wondering about all these things. And like, the reality is that I literally got reset because of this brain thing. I literally got reset. So I feel like I'm in the 90s. Everything's from the 90s, and I don't understand what's happening. It's like when I was a kid, my parents were like, this is the end of the world. It'll never get worse. Welcome to 2000 something, whatever it is. It's gotten a lot worse. Hey, just stay here. Good job. Stay here. And so it's kind of insane because, every generation of parents either stops caring a little bit more, or they say it's going to be like the end of the world. And the reality is that the end of the world is not here. And does the end of the world even happen? I don't know. I don't know. But why are you worried about that? Why not all of us work together to try to make the world as good as possible? And that means everybody working together to try to do that. And it doesn't matter what your race, your religion is, your color, or any of that stuff, because that's literally worthless. Okay? That is literally a method of control. And if you don't realize that, you're an idiot. That's all I can say. Because you were taught that way as a child. Do you think most people would have grown up as like, if they knew all that information right now, do you think they would think the way they do? Probably not. Here comes the Amazon guys. So they're going by me right now, which is kind of funny. That's funny. Okay, now I got to go check out that product, but after this. But listen, here's what I know to be true to like the largest extent that I can say. We teach kids what we teach them, right? So when I grew up, I was taught one way, and this is kind of how I am. There's other things that influence that, obviously. But when you grow up in a country where all you know is that one thing, then you're going to be a product of exactly that. And that's why we still have countries, after thousands of years, we still have all these places where the people that live there are still controlled. They still have crap hole environments. They have to deal with all this crap, and they can never change. And it's not necessarily because they just suck. It's because their religion, their race, their how they grew up, their family structures, all the stuff. I can't think of anything else, even though there's a couple other things I wanted to add to there that are their cultures. Those things are all important, and they create who you are. So the reason that you're the way you are a lot of times is because you have that culture. Now, whether it's good or it's bad, that I think decides on whether or not that culture should stick around, or we should try to, mitigate, limit that kind of a culture. And one thing I would say is that if we are developing a society of children specifically right now, because that's like, some of this obviously is like geared towards the fact that I don't know anything now about what's been happening because I forgot all of it. So I literally am in the year, 2002. Wait, 2002? No. 1992 or something like that. Parental advisories on the CDs. Some of you probably don't even know what a CD is. I forgot what a CD was, except for that's all I know. So it's kind of insane because of the fact that we live in these weird and different societies controlled by government entities, sometimes religion and stuff like that. And we forget that we're all humans and we should just all work together. And the reality is at my level and at your level, if you're watching this video, you are a frickin' pawn. A pawn, like in chess. That's something I just remembered. Chess is a game. You play a game. A pawn is a piece in it, a tool in it that gets sacrificed a lot. Okay, so that is what it is. So you're a pawn and I'm a pawn. And unfortunately, the kings, the queens, the rooks, and all those other like better people, higher end people, rich people, whatever, those people control us all. And you know how they do it? Because we're stupid. That's how. They tell us stuff we believe. We think they're cool. There's a lot of they spend a lot of money getting fake views and fake this and fake that and wearing fake this and fake that and everything else. And because of that, we think that stuff is cool. And then what happens is a large portion of us also kind of become cool. And we're like the cool kids in school. And then other people want to look at those cool kids and they want to be like those cool kids. And that is effectively how the whole society is kind of controlled. That's a real easy way to look at it. Because if you didn't like the government, if everybody didn't like the government and we didn't care about cool kids and all that other kind of stuff, none of this would even exist. Like it wouldn't be at this kind of a structure level. You would have small societies. You would have groups of people that just work together. They would trade. You know what I mean? It would be like a farmer's market kind of situation. And even though we could have a huge place like America, we would have a tiny government, which is exactly what we should have. Because then those government people would only work for us. And that's the only way it works. Because here's what's insane is like, I don't know anything about you. And I think to a large extent, you don't know anything about me. And if you like and subscribe and you watch my videos, I mean, maybe after 6 months to a year, you'll know quite a bit about how I think about stuff because I'm kind of learning myself right now. And eventually, I think you probably would come to the same conclusion that I'm a nice guy. I want to be a nice guy. I want to do nice things. I want to help people. And the people that I care about are the people that are pawns like me, because those are the people that do everything. We're out there slaving around every single day. We're building the houses. We're digging the holes. We're freaking doing the dirty work. Do you know who's not doing anything to help us? Government, officials, all these people that are paper pushers. Those people ain't doing nothing for us. They literally just collect our money as a paycheck. Cha-ching! And then they sit at home and they watch TV all the time. And when they have a problem, they call all of us pawns to do all the work. That's a messed up society. You know why? Because the people that have the most money, the most influence and whatever, they're all the way up here at the top and they don't do jack shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Nothing to help us. The people that are all the way at the bottom that do all the work, that make this entire society run. And I don't care about men, women, and all that other BS. That's not this kind of a situation. Because obviously there is men that are really good at certain things. There's tasks that are suited towards men. And there's the same thing suited towards women. And this isn't that kind of a video. Reality's reality. And if you think about it with your actual brain, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And you can always have outliers. But the outliers, that's the same thing as what I talked about before in other videos. We should focus on the 99%, okay? Us, the pawns. The other 2%, 3%, whatever, that's all bullshit. And we should literally, I can't think of another way to say it, and I'm not trying to say it this way, but I just can't say it a different way. But, I just found one. We should remove that from our minds. And what I mean by that is we should not let those kind of people just have any control over anything we do. And what I mean by that is there's all this crazy stuff in the news that I'm kind of getting back to, where we've created this whacked out society right now where we don't do anything to help people that have mental health problems. We just let them run around like psychos. And in fact, we help them. We give them weapons. We do all this insane stuff. And we're like, oh, you're just different. No, you're screwed up. That's it. That's it, bro. That's it. Okay. If you got a problem just like I did, I had to go in to the hospital because they gave me a bunch of freaking drugs that made me all insane. Okay? Now, because I'm actually a normal human, I wasn't thinking about going psycho like some of these weirdos that just have been doing on the news or whatever. And I guess it's happened for tons of time, but I just don't remember any of it. The issue is you're going to always have crazy people. Yes, they exist. Yes, they're real. And they need help. That's what they need. They need help. They don't need you to become some kind of a baby who's like, oh, we got to let everybody live the way they want to live, the life they want to live. And then they go kill a bunch of people. No, you're an idiot. And anybody that talks that way, those people should be deleted from our minds. Okay? Don't listen to an idiot like that. Because you don't think nothing's going to happen to you, just like I don't think anything's going to happen to me. Bam. Brain surgery. My whole life is different. And anything can happen to you. Okay? At any point. Space aliens could come down and frickin' they ain't going to probe you. They're going to shoot you. That's a movie. I wish that would have happened to me, but that ain't what the space aliens do. I'm going to just tell you right now. They're going to be like, hey, planet Earth is ours. And you guys are like, they're going to be like, you guys are like slugs to us. Blap. That's it. That's really funny. I'd love to see space aliens before I die. That'd be dope. Whether they're real or not, I want to believe they're real because there's so many planets. I think the possibilities, it's like a math thing. You know what I mean? I look at that a lot, even though I can't do any math right now. I think most of my decisions are based on what makes sense for the most amount of people. And that just must be the kind of stuff that I grew up with / learned from a young age. And I think also that I'm not a very emotional person. And because of that, I tend to try to make better decisions, better choices about what's going to happen now, future, and all that other kind of stuff. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with emotions because they obviously have a place. But emotional people have ruined the world. So when you put someone who's emotional in high power, and they are the ones that can take the what is this thing? This thing right here and push a button. Shoot, I can't think of what it's called, but it doesn't matter. When those are the people that push buttons, they do it all the time. And they kill tons and tons of people because they're emotional. And that's the reality. You need people that can use their brains, their brain sacs, and can use all the different words that I can't think of. But the non-emotional people are the ones that should be in control of certain things. It's that simple, okay? What we have right now that's happening in our society right now, if you look around, and I'm not talking about Donald Trump. I'm talking about for what has happened. Donald Trump has been in power for like a year, right? Something like that. So most of the problems that we have right now were caused, anything that's been caused before that has been caused by these idiots called Democrats. And sorry to tell you, if you're watching this and you're a Democrat, I don't think you're the problem. I just think you vote crappy. You suck at voting. And you probably don't even vote because of the people that you think will do something good for you. And the other reality is I don't know why I'm thinking of this, but it's just got to be added in here. Do you know that if you follow any kind of religion, then you should vote based on what your religion actually is? If you're a real person, okay? It's like if you're a Christian. If you read the Bible and you vote Democrat, you're not a Christian. That's easy. You're not a Christian. You're fake, okay? Plain and simple. If you're not following what the Bible says, you're not a Christian. You're some other kind of religion. So don't call yourself a Christian. Call yourself an American Christian or something like that, or a whatever it is, okay? There's plenty of names out there that you can choose from. But don't say you're a Christian because you're just not one. That's simple. That's just simple. Same thing if you're a Muslim is the only other one I can think of. I traveled the world before all this happened. And I can't remember like any of it, but I do remember that I met Muhammad, 3 or 4, or like everybody's named Muhammad. That's just the reality of life. And I met some really nice, I guess they were all guys. I don't think I even met one woman, actually, to be honest. I mean, that's part of their society. But I also don't know. But I'm pretty sure I didn't. In fact, I don't think I even saw any women. All the women were fully dressed, fully like covered up. Well, whatever, my mind still doesn't work right, but I'm pretty sure that's how their society is. So whatever. But hey, guess what? That's part of their society. If you don't like it, butt out. That's pretty simple, right? That's the easiest way to keep things easy. If you don't like it, then start your own religion. You know what I'm saying? Just start your own. And if nobody joins it, guess what? You'll realize quickly that you're the one that sucks. Okay? That's how simple it is. If nobody follows it, you suck. It's not the other religions. You're just trying to be so different that nobody wants to do that. It's so basic. Gosh. And it feels like right now, I live in this weird world where we've taken all these people that are stupid. We've propelled them all the way to the top. They make all the decisions for us. And we walk around like a bunch of dumb donkeys. And we're like, yes, yes, Lord Master. You know what's insane about this is, I don't know how often this is now, but I think in the 90s, it was like everybody was crying. Well, at least the religious people were crying about people that hate religious people. I can't think of what it's called. I had it in my head and I wish I just would have said it immediately. But atheism, okay? I think that means people that don't like religious people, or no, maybe they don't believe in it. I don't know. Shoot, now I talked too much about it. Now I can't remember. But I think I remember something like atheist people were, shoot, man, I screwed up. Oh, I think mostly it was all people that were crying about how the atheists are like horrible people and like it's the worst thing to like destroy humanity in America, all that kind of bullcrap. Do you know what? Here's what I'm learning right now. The new atheism is like those people that are just crazy. They're just crazy, all right? They're bad people and they're crazy. And the atheists are not those people. The atheists and the ones that are destroying the world are the ones that are, gosh, all I can say is impregnating. What's it called when you help somebody do something bad that you know is wrong, but you still help them anyways? I don't know. Enable. Yes, enable. So the bad people are the ones that are enabling them. That's the reality. And that's what everybody doesn't want to realize. Okay. It seems like to me. And again, this is my own personal opinion based on what I don't know, because I don't know much. And what I'm learning, I'm seeing through the eyes of being like, of going back in time. I don't even know what year it is. 20 years ago, let's say. 20 years ago? 20, it's 2016, I think, right? Something like that. So, oh, that's cool, dude. Look at that. Motorbike. No, there's only one. I thought there was two. But, so basically, I'm in the year, I don't even know what I am. I don't know why I keep saying that. I'm in whatever year I'm in. You guys are in a different place. I can tell you right now. So I'm having a good time because I'm like having to relearn some stuff and I don't fully understand a lot of things because they don't make sense. And I think it's the reality of life. When you come from a different culture and you try to get yourself into a new culture, you're going to have no idea what that culture is about. You're not going to understand. That makes sense, right? Okay, it's the same exact thing as this. I feel like I'm coming from a different culture, a new place now, where I haven't grown up. Actually, there's this show called Nelly, I just remembered, where this like lady talks real funny because she lives with her grandma or something like that out in the woods. Gosh, all the stuff that's coming to my mind. What does she say? She says something like this, "Mass to Chickabee." She just talks like really weird. And obviously in a girl voice. I don't know if I can do that. "Master Chickabee." I can't do it. That's really funny sounding to my head. So she talks all weird. And it's not because she's got a problem. It's because she learned how to talk that way because of her grandma talking that way. And that exactly is the point that I'm trying to make with all that kind of stuff, is that there's a reason why people hate each other. There's a reason why there's racism. There's a reason why there's all these problems we have. And it's not because it's me and you as pawns, okay? It's because all the people that we keep putting in power that are bad, those people keep pushing their agenda to keep us separated. And that's why. Because they want to keep on growing the government. It's basically like America, best country in the world, okay? This is where I live, America. So I'm saying this from the American perspective. And I think that you, as any other country on this planet, should feel the same way, because this is what has happened and this is what I've noticed, all right? This is how simple it is. Your country should have its own national identity, all right? And it's been like that forever, okay? Since the beginning of time. When you break that down, you destroy it, period. There is no, let's let every single culture come in and degrade everybody and like live together in some harmony and whatever. Man, that doesn't work, you moron. Look at all these countries. America's one place. Look all over the world. Why do you think things are divided on maps? Okay? Why do you think they've fought for thousands of years and who knows how long? Why do you think caveman fought each other for caves? All right. It's basic human stuff. And it doesn't matter what you try to do, you suck and you're wrong. That's how simple it is. Okay. People need to have their own freedom, their own space, and their own way to live in their own cultures. That doesn't mean you can't go visit their culture, but you can't bring a bunch of people into a brand new culture with a totally different culture and not expect to have a problem. And it doesn't mean necessarily that their culture is wrong. So specifically, I saw a video, okay? And I probably shouldn't even talk about this, but I saw a video where actually, never mind, it doesn't even matter. But this is the same stuff that I'm talking about right now. Every country that's on this planet right now should develop an actual, like what we have in the United States. I probably can't tell you what it is because not independence. There's a document, and that document sets forth a bunch of our different rules and our rights, including freedom of speech and all that kind of stuff. I'm not smart enough to know those things yet because, like I said, I'm still like growing up. And I used to know what all of that stuff was and what it meant because I think that stuff's super important. And that's part of what makes you, gives you your own identity. And documents. In fact, I just remembered a movie that I watched about it. And you guys should all probably watch it so that you'd get some, if you're an American, you'll get some American spirit because that's what you need. You need to quit walking around being a little pussy. You need to watch Rambo, a couple different Rambos, a couple different Chuck Norris movies, and you need to frickin' watch and maybe Independence Day. I just thought of that one too. I think that one's about aliens, but that one's kind of cool. Or maybe that one is Independence Day, but it's like an old movie about the battle and the fighting between us and the Brits. And it's like kind of gruesome, but I mean, reality's reality. You can sugarcoat whatever you want, but life is life, bro. You try to make it all fake, like people aren't acting this way and whatever else. The only thing fake about that is you, because you're the liar. You are. You don't think you put enough people in a cage together, they're going to start killing each other for food? Duh. Are you an idiot? I mean, obviously you are. We're in this problem that we're in right now because of stupid people. That's how brain dead it is. Because all these people are trying to control us, and we're allowing that to happen. But back to the important part. So, identities of cultures, okay? Very important. It's been around forever. And I feel like this is some stuff that I always hated in school. I didn't care about. But it's like, I remember one of my teachers told me one time, and maybe this is like a famous person said this, but they said something to the effect like, if you don't learn about your history, it repeats itself or whatever. That's literally what's happening. So you have all these people that used to be smart that are now morons teaching kids how to be idiots, because that's definitely happening. And then you wonder why we end up in this issue we're at right now. Another thing I heard that I just remembered is I know for sure that you have think tanks and people that think about all this kind of stuff and how to control the future. And they do that through teaching people things, okay? Kids mostly. And I remember in the 90s, they were talking about how do they control the kids, because if they can control the kids, if they can get different teachers in the classrooms. And the only reason I know any of this is because my mom used to be a super, the opposite of Republican, but I can't think of it. The reason I can't think of it is because those are the dumbest people ever. And not Republicans, the opposite. Democrats. You know what's funny is I might just start calling them Democrats. That'd be funny. Democrats. You Democrat. That's funny. Someone else has probably already said that, but it's brand new to me, so yeah. So those Democrats, man, they were talking about how do they control the future, and the way they do that is they get their own teachers with their own information into the classrooms. And when that happens, you destroy the fabric of your society. So I think two things with that. One is you should hire teachers that only are going to teach whatever country you're in. So if you're in America and you want American stuff to be taught here, and I'm talking about our main language, English, okay? Nothing else. If you want anything else, then you have to learn that on your own. That's easy. That's basic. Why are you filling your mind with a bunch of dumb crap you don't even need to know anyways? Almost I don't even know what it is. I'm going to make some numbers up. Probably 90% of the jobs you're going to get in America, you ain't ever going to speak another language. Why? Why would we even waste time teaching it? Math, science. That's all I can think of right now. Whatever else that people want to... Did I say math and science? There's another one that's really important that I just forgot about. Wait, no, math and science. I guess science is... Yeah, I like science a lot when I was going through school. I just remember that. I remember doing some weird science stuff in a classroom with a teacher. No, not like that. Not like that. I don't know what my mind went there, but gosh, that's funny. Shoot, I wish I could remember his name. But yeah, I was so stupid in school until I got to science. And then once I got to science, I started liking science, man, and that changed my whole life, which is kind of insane. That's what happened to me. Dang, man. Well, maybe in my next couple videos, I'll remember that guy's name, because that literally changed my life. I think that person was like, hey, man, I know you're not dumb, and I can tell that you really like this stuff. You just don't pay attention. Something like that. And I was like, hey, I think maybe you're right. And then I started really liking, that's actually part of where I probably had this brain tumor my whole life. It was affecting everything. And the way I made decisions on if I liked people or not is if they were nice to me immediately. So if they immediately said to me, oh, sure, hey, let's be friends, then I was friends with them forever, no problem. If they said anything I didn't like, I don't even care how nice of people they were. I was like, you're on the naughty list. You know what I mean? Like that fat, jolly guy. That's how it worked. Gosh, I can't even remember that guy's name. I forgot that guy's name. I've said his name, I don't know, probably at least twice or 3 times a week. I know, I'm sorry, this is relevant, but it'll get better. I promise. Well, I can't promise you that, but I think it'll get better because it seems like it already is. The best I can do is talk. I can't read. I can't write. There's so much that I cannot do, but I can talk. And unfortunately, my talking is rambling and it's scrambled in my brain. So it's just weird stuff like this, but I think it makes a lot of sense. At least I hope it does. Oh, wait. Oh, man, this is almost going to be 30 minutes. I got to get back to work. My dogs are waiting for me. They're like, hurry up. Gosh, I need to get a timer or something and keep myself moving along. I wish I could write. If I could write, then I could probably have a little timeline of the different things I might want to talk about. But unfortunately, I can't ever remember what I want to talk about. I post a video now every single day, and I don't remember what I talked about yesterday. Crazy. Every day is new for me, I guess, so whatever. I keep thinking somebody's behind me, but there's not anybody there. That's creepy. Maybe I should hold it like this. The main reason the whole video was about what I thought about this morning is some kind of a national identity for your country. And it's not just America, but because I'm an American, I'm going to say it as I'm an American, but this applies to every single country out there. And I think it's so important. And obviously with everything that's happening right now, the government doesn't give a shit about you. They don't care about you. Everything's about them. Everything is to help them can get their own goals and whatever else. And you think these guys aren't getting together in a room, talking on the phone and being like, hey, fat cats, let's go hang out and, smoke cigars and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, of course they do. And the end of the world, when they blow everybody up, what's going to happen is they're all going to be the only ones alive. They have this incredible place to go. And you, if you're a schmuck and you keep voting for them, guess what? You're an idiot. You're dying too. And you're going to then realize that they have this massive bunker at some place that they're totally secure. And then they're going to all be there together, smoking cigars, drinking wine, whatever else they want to do, probably eating butthole juice. And they're going to be pushing buttons together. Well, let's pretend we want to kill each other. Oh, no, you said something mean about me? Well, I'm going to shoot some nukes. Oh, you said mean about me? Nukes. It's like a video game. They're going to be there playing. Oh, my gosh. Oh, I just had a memory in my head. There's a show. I can't tell you what it's called, but I remember they were playing an actual video game where they controlled 2 halves of a world. And they were making decisions, and those things were coming true in an actual real world. Because those people believed that these guys were like their gods or whatever. And so the gods were controlling what was happening, and they were fighting each other and killing each other, making new technology, all this crazy stuff. And then at the end of them playing this game, they somehow got transported down. Maybe it was the final battle, or one of them was going to win or lose or whatever. Or I don't really know, but whatever, it doesn't matter. So they finally got there, and then they realized that these were real people, okay? But they were playing games with them. The difference is because that was obviously a show, and those people were like, oh, this is real. We should make them not kill each other. But this is reality, real reality. And these people still don't care. They're still going to blow us up. And all of us peons are still going to die. And they're going to be fat cats making their own new society with their own people, with their own little babies and all that kind of stuff. And they're basically going to start over like Fallout. You know what I mean? And I don't mean that new Fallout, because I can't even play any games right now, which really sucks. But I'm talking about, like, I think there's one called Fallout 76 or like Fallout New Vegas or something like that. Those are the ones I remember. So, I mean, I don't even remember them, but I remember like a picture of what it's about or whatever. And that's really cool. Man, I'm sorry I get so sidetracked. Okay, let me focus. A national identity, okay? This is how simple this looks. One, the most important thing is rules and structures are simplified, okay? Simplified. Because that's one of the biggest things I think we have in America right now is we've made all the rules and regulations and everything so complicated. And the reason that is done is because people that understand it always get away with what they want. I'm talking from tax code at every single level, okay? The people that have the connections and the power can get away with anything they want, and they can always justify it. But us peons, if we do one thing and step out of line, wham, they slam us in jail. They give us tons of fines. They say, don't ever do that again. But the same person who's also just a human like me can do the exact same thing, but because they know the rules, they apply the rules, and those people leave them alone. That's how simple. So you simplify all the rules because they're insane. If you're going to write a rule about how to, like, make a speed limit 60 miles an hour or whatever, that should be one page. Here's the problem. What happens is it's 6,000 pages or 60,000 pages. And you know why? Corruption. And that's the only reason why. Corruption. Because you have all these morons that wanted a specific way for them and blah, 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 blah. No. Just pass one law. One very basic law on a single piece of paper. Not confusing. Everybody follows it the exact same way. Period. Period. That's it. And then if you in a certain state wants a certain law because of a certain way or whatever, then get people on board with that. And if it works for you, perfect. And if it doesn't work for you, then your law sucks. And that's all there is to it. Okay? So I think that's one of the first things. And the only reason that's even important first is because we're already in a societal law, like society, where there's so many laws, it's freaking insane. Okay? We need to cut back on all that. That I would say is a local one, and that probably affects everybody worldwide. We've made way too many laws to create loopholes for people that know them, but for people that don't know them, it doesn't. The people that are in power, they know all the loopholes, but they still enforce it on locals like us, you know, little peons, because that's what we are. Now, the second thing, which in some of these cases is the first, like for societies that maybe don't have millions of rules, and that would be a national language, okay? National language, all right? So for America, it would be English, duh, all right? And if you want to become an American citizen, and I know people that immigrated from other countries, and I went to the immigration courts where they had to speak English. They had to learn about America. The judge would ask them questions about America, and they had to answer it. And I don't know if it's still that way or not, but why do you even want to go to a country and become part of that country if you don't care about the country? You know what I say to that? Go back to your own country. If you want to become an American, you are no longer wherever you're from. Just like me. Do you know where I'm from originally? Some other country. Just like everybody else who lives in America, they're from some other country, right? That's just plain and simple. I got to press this button. So, if we all came from other countries, then you're the one making a choice to become an American. So be an American. And I don't mean you're a African American or any of that other bullshit. I mean, you're an American, and that's it. Done. Your color, irrelevant. Your religion, irrelevant. Your frickin' where you came from, irrelevant. An American. Plain and simple. And all Americans, we should all like each other, and I'm not going to say love each other, but we should all like get along with each other, and we should all become Americans. Okay? That's just so basic, man. How do you not understand that? I mean, I know why. It's because you're corrupted. That's why. Because people told you not to. That's basic, man. The only dumb person in that situation is you. Gosh, why are people so dumb? I mean, I know why. It's hard not to be dumb, I know. Being dumb is easy, and everybody wants to be freaking easy and basic. But, so, with that, what I mean with having a national language, and in America, it being, gosh, I can't even think of what it's called anymore, English, you can't get a license, okay? No services, nothing from the federal government level or the state government level if you can't speak English. Oh my gosh, would that solve every problem we have related to that? Pretty much. And what I mean is when people drive down the road and they can't tell the colors of the signs or what the signs say and all that other kind of stuff, solved, all right? I think I just heard on the news. I didn't watch the video because I don't like to like get my mind focused on a bunch of crap right now. But I think somebody from another country got a license in another state, and whoever gave that to them should be absolutely fired. And anybody related to allowing that to happen, they should probably go to jail, because that's the only way you can solve that. And what I'm saying is that that person didn't understand that they couldn't just like do a turnaround right on the freeway or something like that. And that's not specific to that person, because I've seen lots of dumb people do stuff like that too. But it also gets worse because they couldn't speak English, right? So they didn't understand about reading the signs that tell you to stop and to go. And I mean, that is stupid. That's so dumb. I don't even need to talk about it anymore. That's like basic. I mean, all these stupid babies whining and complaining about that. Shut up. Okay? You got to speak the language of the country. And if you ever want to get anything related to going there and staying there long term, you got to speak that language. That is so basic. I'm talking no license, no government services, no nothing. Okay? The only thing you can get is stuff that you want to pay for. So if you want to come to America and you want to cross the border or whatever, more power to you. If you make it here, you got to pay for everything on your own though. And that's the biggest reason why all those people came over here, because we gave it to them for free. Same thing happened in other country, and anybody or other countries around the world, and anybody who doesn't understand that is an absolute idiot. You don't want to know it, and you're probably part of the problem to get those people here. So there you go. Same thing. If you want to be able to vote, you got to speak the country of wherever you're at. So if you're an American citizen, you got to speak English. And if you can't speak English, sorry, you can't vote. So you know that thing when you call in to the government services and it's like, press 1 for English. That is all gone now. Press 2 for Spanish. Press 3 for Russian and all that kind of stuff. Nah, it's all deleted. There is none of that. It's gone. Now, I don't have any problem with people having translators. I think that's still important. But when I call in as an American, I want it to just go, welcome, you've got mail. That's what just came to my head. I don't know what that's from, but that must be something that's happened a lot. So that's how it should be everywhere. So that is so basic. How can this not be basic? Not only do you solve a bunch of problems because you're taking my money and your money, you're giving it to people that come from a different country that don't deserve that money, that didn't do anything for that money. Most of the times they're just going to steal it and take it from us, and we're giving it to them, and we're the ones, okay? No wonder we don't have money when we get old and we're waiting for that money if you're relying on Social Security. Duh. Where do you think the money goes? I mean, come on, start using your brain, dude. Don't you understand all this stuff? And I think third, there's a lot more into it, but this is as easy as I can get right now. The third thing would be one of the best free teaching for all your children. That includes free food, because people need to be able to eat. And if you don't take advantage of it, or you don't, that's fine. But we also need to make sure that it's healthy, and it needs to be meat. None of this bullshit fake stuff. That's the dumbest thing ever, bro. In 20 years, you're going to realize that all that cancer that's being caused in your body is probably just from not eating a normal diet that humans have used for the beginning of their lives. And I'm talking, get all the crap out of it, okay? None of that crap. Normal food, all right? Not processed, not all ultra processed, not full of a bunch of crap. No, normal food, okay? The basics we need, not Twinkies. If you want that crap, pay for it on your own. It's easy. You know what we'll have? We'll have a much better society that all speaks the same language. Perfect. And we can all talk to each other. Perfect. We all follow the same laws. Perfect. And we're all much healthier. Awesome. Okay? It's easy. And if you want to be big and fat, or if you want to be tiny and skinny, or you want to be ripped because you've pumped yourself full of freaking goat juice, do all that, but that's on your own dime, okay? I got no problem with that. It's not an issue. And I think most normal people would feel that same way, all right? Just do what makes you happy that doesn't affect other people. That's the key, okay? If you can live however you want to, I got no problems with you. Whatever you want to do, be a man with boobs, be a man with no wiener, all that kind of stuff. If that's how you want to be gay, be non-gay, be lesbian, all that kind of stuff. I don't care about any of those things. And you know what? I shouldn't care about them because it's not up to me to judge you. And I don't have any problem with any of that. I don't care what you want to be and what you want to do, as long as it does not affect me personally. When I have to see it, keep it to yourself. That's how simple it is. Just keep it to yourself and make sure you follow the rules of the country you're in. That's another reason why you got to understand what the language is if you're going to go there and stay there long term. Because other countries have really weird and different places and things that they do and laws and whatever else. So if you go somewhere else, just like me, when I traveled the world, I had to learn about certain customs and things. Because if you don't follow them, that's another reason why America is basically the best, freest place you could ever go to on this planet. And if you've never been anywhere, that's why you probably are an idiot. And the reason I say that, and I'm talking about those people that are like, oh man, America's not good, China's better. You're stupid. Why do you think everybody wants to come to America? There's a reason for it. Why do you think everybody loves America? And if you don't think that's true, travel the world. And I don't mean go talk to all the dumb schmucks that you already know, that you're friends that'll say the exact same thing. What I mean by that is ask the normal people, because there's not one country that I went to where every single person that I talked to, every person except for one, said America was the best country and America's good and they love Americans. And they were like, yes, number one, and all this kind of stuff, okay? So what that tells me is when you go out on the street and you talk to the normal people, that anybody else that doesn't go out onto the street, and I'm talking about all the rich people and all the people that are living in their mansions, and then they're like, I go to the street. You do not, you stupid liar. You know who I'm talking about, probably. It's a reality of life. Normal peons are the only ones that are normal peons that talk to each other, that know what's up. You can't be a ultra rich person living in a controlled environment, controlled society, whatever, and then expect to understand what people like me and you go through. You just don't, okay? I work my butt off to get where I'm at. I didn't get anything given to me. It's the same thing with a lot of people that are in my exact same situation. So with that being said, is America, come on, we can do better. The rest of the world, we can do better. We need to. And it's starting to happen right now, because you're seeing, you let all these people in from other countries. There ain't nothing wrong with those people, but fix your own country. I mean, come on. Why is this gotta be so brain dead stupid? Why are we letting in a bunch of people that are coming from a country that's already screwed up, and they're screwed up, and we're not letting them merge into our society? We're trying to like let them control ours? Like, who is running this, man? This is like clowns, dude. Clowns, that's what they are. Okay, that's it, bye.